Let's turn to Afghanistan now. American troops have zipped their bags. They'll be out of the country by September, possibly sooner. The big worry is, will the Taliban stick to their end of the deal? Will there be peace, or will they return to old ways? There are some worrying signs on the ground. For the Taliban, this is not a return to the mainstream. This is a return to power. And this notion has emboldened them. Let me show you some numbers. In May 2021, 4,375 people were killed in terror attacks. That's the highest since March last year. This violent spree is the biggest threat to Afghan peace. All stakeholders agree on this. Well, all stakeholders except Pakistan. Let me give you some context now. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi sat down for an interview with the Afghan press. He was quizzed on a variety of issues, and one of them was the rising violence. This was Qureshi's answer. Who is responsible for that? Afghanistan violence. Again, if you try and create this impression that the violence is high because of the Taliban, that would be an exaggeration. Is it now? Violence and the Taliban? Well, they come as a package. But for Mr. Qureshi, it is incomprehensible. So if the Taliban is not perpetrating the violence, who is? According to Islamabad, it is India. You heard that right. Shah Mahmood Qureshi leveled two main charges against New Delhi. Number one, India has too much influence in Afghanistan. Well, how does he define too much influence? With the help of the ISI playbook, the Pakistani deep state keeps saying that India has dozens of consulates in Afghanistan, and Qureshi parroted the same line. The truth is, India runs 4 consulates in Afghanistan. Allegation number 2. Qureshi accused India of spreading terror from Afghan soil. It's a bit rich coming from Pakistan, wouldn't you say? So we have 2 allegations here: covert influence and terror factories. Seems like an awful lot like Pakistan's own strategy in Afghanistan. Well, think about it. A country that's on every perceivable terror watch list is accusing India of terrorism. Even the Afghan journalist did not seem to buy it.
But at times we feel that their presence is perhaps larger than it ought to be, because they're not, they don't share a border with you.
Does it bother you that they have?
If they use your soil against us, it bothers me.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
How?
How? By carrying out terrorist activities.
Terrorist activities. How is New Delhi reacting to this? Well, we're not sure that it warrants a reaction, but within Pakistan, the comments have not gone down too well. Let me show you some of the reactions. This is from former Pak Senator Afra Siab Khattak. He says the Taliban does not need a foreign minister. They already have one in Shah Mahmood Qureshi. Here's another former senator, and I'm quoting from what he said. Is Qureshi mistakenly speaking for the Taliban, or is it public declaration of the not-so-secret state policy? Both are fair questions. By defending the Taliban publicly, Shah Mahmood Qureshi has dropped the pretense. It is no secret that the ISI supports the Taliban, but until now, at least they tried to hide it. Well, Qureshi, it seems, is tired of this hide and seek. As for India's influence in Afghanistan, the record speaks for itself. A sprawling parliament complex, multi-million-dollar dams, 200 schools, 1,000 scholarships, 65,000 student exchanges. If that is too much influence, I don't think Afghanistan will mind. Here's another question. Who made Pakistan the boss? Why does Islamabad get to decide the level of Indian influence anywhere? Afghanistan is a sovereign country with an elected government. They will decide on engagement with India. But Pakistan is still caught up, it seems, in the old days when they decided who would talk to Kabul. A bigger question is, where is this outrage coming from? A sudden need to publicly defend the Taliban and to smear India. Why are they doing this now? Well, in this internet era, we call it FOMO, fear of missing out, FOMO. The international community does not trust Pakistan to nurture Afghan peace. They would much rather see India do it. Obviously, Pakistan does not like the sound of it. They think Kabul is a satellite capital. A self-governing, prosperous Afghanistan is the last thing that Pakistan wants. So what does it do? It supports the Taliban with words and with weapons. But this is a dangerous game. The Taliban is already polishing their guns. The country is primed for a violent takeover, and Pakistan is only adding fuel to this fire. The world must not buy this hogwash. Pakistan's criticism is the best argument for putting India in charge of peace. Remember, New Delhi looks at Afghanistan and sees an old friend in need of help. Islamabad looks at Afghanistan and sees an unofficial province, a chance to create a vassal state. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.